Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bowles Central, the only place on the internet all your Jeff Bowles entertainment is a cute little cat Palico that hangs out with you and fights off your monster enemies, and it looks adorable no matter what bone armor he's wearing. I haven't done a Modern Classics gaming segment in a while. It's kind of the oldest show that I do here on the channel, Jeff Bowles Central. And, in the past year or two, there's really only a handful of games that I didn't check out that I had really wanted to play. I play everything, but every once in a while, there's just something I don't get for whatever reason. And Monster Hunter World here is absolutely one of those games. It was hugely acclaimed. The fans really, really dug it. I've never played a Monster Hunter game in my life. I don't even really know what the older versions of the series look like, what they're all about. But I do know that this newest iteration here, Monster Hunter World, it's a fantastic game. So I thought we'd take a moment here to investigate what makes it a modern classic. We'll just go ahead and call it a modern classic, because it is. It definitely is. And maybe talk about some of its shortcomings as well. Most of my footage here is actual monster fights, and that's probably appropriate. Monster Hunter World. And the beasts, the actual monsters of the world, are the coolest things in it. I mean, if you just look at me fighting some of these big dudes, and some of them are very big, as it turns out. It's the variety of the monster. It's the fact that they all have their very, very, very specific strategies that work best with them, and weapons that work best with them, and they fight different, and they look different, and they have so much personality. It's just too bad that, mechanically, the fighting is not as fun as I was hoping it would be. It's a little unintuitive, actually. I wish it was just, I don't know what to say here, a good action game will let me feel like I'm not interrupting my flow, or feel like I'm not being burdened by my weapon, rather than being one with the weapon. If you want to be samurai of fighting the strange chicken birds, and I just don't feel that way. I don't know if I used all the weapons throughout my play, but I used most of them, and none of them are really all that intuitive. So I think that is kind of a drawback, but it doesn't stop it from not being a classic, an absolute gem of a modern video game. There's just so much personality in here. This little pig guy that I'm fighting, and just all the cats and all the cool stuff. It's a beautiful game because it gives me something to look at. It gives me something new. It gives me something to experience that I've never experienced before. And again, I've never played any of the Monster Hunter games, ever. And they've been around forever, and so have I as a gamer, but never took the chance to actually play it. And I love this game. Making armor, making weapons. A lot of people that I looked at when the game came out, and I decided not to pick it up because I'm playing something else, whatever it is. They complained about the menu system being kind of cumbersome, and I suppose it is. But then again, this game is made for the hardcore gamer. If you're a hardcore gamer, you can go through menus it's a menu, whatever. I can get through a menu. I also heard a lot of people comparing it to Dark Souls. This game in no way resembles Dark Souls, if you ask me. Not even really the combat, though it is kind of stiff like Dark Souls. I'm not a big Dark Souls fan, really. And yes, it is because I'm a puss and I don't like super hard games. I get a little rage conscious, a little ragey. Anyways, it is kind of its own unique thing. The world is beautiful. Look at this beautiful kind of faux underwater thing with this weird bat mouse that I'm fighting that you almost don't even want to kill because he's adorable as well as being terrifying. Or this purple velociraptor with awesome eyebrows. Anyways, the world, I mean, it's not actually open world. I mean, it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. There's a hub world, and then there's a bunch of offshoot worlds that are mostly thin paths rather than being a massive multi-layered dimensional open world. I wouldn't really call it an open world. So the Monster Hunter World moniker is maybe not quite earned, but look, I'm just looking for ways to pick it apart because I love it. The social aspect of it is really, really cool, being able to fire off a flare gun and bring in random people to help you take down any giant beast that's too much for you. And it's a nice, steady difficulty curve. Like, you start off doing well, and they increase the difficulty gradually, so that by the time you actually do start having trouble with some of these guys, you know what to do. You know what actions to take. You know you've got to hunt some additional beasts to upgrade your armor, upgrade your weapon, whatever it is, so that you can last a little longer. You know you've got to have some more turkey and steak cooked for you by this awesome cat chef, Palico chef. I mean, come on. It's just a kick-ass game, and it definitely is a modern classic. And so really that's my final verdict. The reason this game is a modern classic, because it's unique, okay? It's fun. It gives me something to do. Just the idea that I should be fighting monsters again, and it never really gets old, that says everything about it. So, Monster Hunter World, total modern classic. Don't even ask that question. It's unique. There's nothing else like it. You know. Whatevs. Hey everybody, do me a favor, check out my book, Brave New Multiverse, a collection, short stories redefined, science fiction, fantasy, horror, crazy, funny. Oh, I'm running out of steam,